feeling gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yes. That's a really, really pretty dress.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love it.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Bird 91. We're talking to you about Gil and Mylra, and we're discussing whether, these two are going to be a good fit going forward. Now, we're only into episode 2, I believe, and I guess there are some things that have come up maybe that we can discuss that may be important for any relationship or couple who are in a similar position, who are going to get married or are being married. Some of the things that we can pick up and learn from Gil and Mylra in the opening stages of this show. Guys, if you are new to this channel, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification of the uploads. And for those of you who are returnees, you already know what it is, baby. You got the minerals, you got the minerals. Stay hydrated. Why? Because the streets are hot. And don't forget, well, grab your bottle down below because you need to stay hydrated in the summertime. The streets are hot. Now, I haven't put no water in that bottle though, but it is what it is. All right, cool. Let's talk about it. But first of all, let's get a little outro going and let's talk about Gil and Mylra.
Little Black Bird, you know what time it is.
Yes, we're talking to you about Gil and Mylra, and I think it's really, really important about this couple. Really important things about this couple is there was a couple of things that I saw with Gil and Mylra which I thought were not necessarily red flags, but things that may potentially begin to cause division in the relationship going forward. Okay, now first of all, I want to say this: I thought Mylra looked amazing in her dress. I thought he looked handsome in his suit. He looked sharp. But what's really interesting is something that she said, and I'm unfortunately I don't have all my videos playing today, but what was interesting, what she said was when she had a cut scene, she said, oh, he looks really, really sharp in his suit. I like it. And then she was like, I guess, well, you have to be kind of sharp at this kind of occasion. It'll be interesting to see how he looks outside of this show. Now, when you take that particular comment in isolation, I think you can go, yeah, I mean, I get it. She wants someone to be very sharp. She wants someone to be looking good, etc., etc. But I think when you take in her whole ethos and energy that we've seen in the past 2 episodes, you start to gain a picture of somebody who may be hyper, nitpicky, critical, want things a certain way, wants to present things in a certain way. And what's really interesting about that is that we know her past. Her past, she grew up from a place where she didn't have much finances, grew up in a bit of poverty, grew up in a place where she didn't have much, right? And it's almost as if she's trying to whitewash the history and present herself to being, I've got this well laid out life now. And that's why she keeps saying, I've got this lifestyle that I won't change, right? Because it's like, I'm not going to put myself in a place where I'm triggered by going back to a similar lifestyle to what I had when I was a child. Now, I don't think anybody's going to put her in that lifestyle again. I don't think anybody's going to ask her to go back to that lifestyle ever again, but it could cause issues because it could be a complex that she's trying to work out in future relationships, right? I'm not going back there, so I'm going to make sure all my relationships look a certain way because I don't want to look like I looked before. And that may be what she's kind of thinking and feeling in regards to why she's so strong on this lifestyle issue. Now, just linking away from that, it's never a problem to say you want your partner to look sharp, to look good. We encourage that. Woody and Amani were that kind of couple where they wanted to look good and look sharp, and Woody was somebody who loved to dress up. Never a problem. How you address your partner, though, can be a problem. Now, she hasn't said this to him. She said this in a cutscene. And what's really interesting about this is you might just watch that clip there where they were having their wedding. He said twice to her, you look good. He said, you look good. She said, thank you. And he said, your dress looks gorgeous. She said, thank you. But she didn't respond with any comment back. And I think that's very important. Okay, let me get some water. It's just water. Now, why do I think this is very important? She saved her commentary till the cutscene, seemingly, right? According to edit. In fact, let me put my little disclaimer there because, you guys be coming at me. Disclaimer, we're judging by what the show has shown us, right? Look, by what we've seen on the show, she doesn't respond with any commentary back in terms of, oh, okay, you look nice too, or you look amazing, you look good as well. But in her cutscene, what we did see was her saying he looked good, and we heard obviously the fact that, okay, the bald hair was a little bit distracting, but she still thought he looked good, and he dressed sharp. But they didn't get said to him. but he said it outwardly to her. So she might be quite coy in how she releases this type of information. Now, that can also be a problem, because when you're in relationships, we don't want to withhold when we feel something about our partner, especially when it's positive. Like, we don't want to be saying comments like, I thought you knew. Like, we don't want that. In a relationship, you want to be able to say, hey, you look good. You know what I'm saying? You're looking good. If you're looking good today, you're looking good. That wig is setting right. That dress is setting right. The shoes are looking sharp. Your tie is right. We want to hear these compliments because we all want to be validated, and we all want the words of affirmation in some shape or form. And some people, it's their love language, right? But she's actively chosen not to say it then. Maybe she felt a little bit under pressure. Maybe she wanted to play the coy game. Maybe she wanted to give him a bit of a chase. I don't know. But we've seen quite a reserved nature from Mylra, and then a highly critical aspect from her too, when it comes to how she feels and how she demonstrate how she feels and lets people know. Moving on from that particular case as well, the tone that she uses is also, I think, where the problem lies. We heard that when she was getting her dress, and the gentleman asked her, what kind of dress you want? And she said, listen, I want sleeves. Like, it is what it is. Like, it's very matter of fact with Mylra. And we know that obviously her job is in coaching. So her coaching teachers and coaching head teachers, that requires a certain level of command, a certain level of a tone that requires you to be direct. Okay. And they're never a problem in work. If you're listen to me very carefully. If you're at work, ladies, this isn't a problem. You're a leader. You're asked to lead. You need to command. You need to direct. It's a non-negotiable. When you're at work, when you're at home, and if you guys have watched the video I put out when I spoke about Brittany Renner, but I'm gonna do a separate video for it called "Taking Off Your Armor," and really what it encapsulates is when you get home, you've got to be able to take off your armor. Because when you have this armor on when you're at home, you start directing your partner too. Right? The same armor you use at work, you're using at home. No, it's a different battlefield. Okay? And so what we're seeing with Mylra is, I hope we don't see that with Mylra, but we saw it with the dress thing, is the direct tone, the intonations, very direct, very commanding. You can know what you want without it being an almost like a draconian type of energy that you bring, right? So we know she won't budge on her lifestyle. I think one of the things that the experts says that they believe that Gil can contain the diva. I don't know. Maybe he can. And that's what we have to hope for. We have to hope that, Gil has the resources and the tools to be able to contain a diva. Okay, someone who's a bit more highly strung. And I think you do that by becoming that safe space and letting the person know that this is my boundary. Okay, when you're dealing with people that are highly strung and got that temperament to try and do as Mylra's doing, a bit of a diva, you have to let them know, hey, I'm willing to play ball a little bit, but I want to let you know this is the line. Okay, this is the line that I'm allowing you to go past. If you allow you to play in, don't go past it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't try to do more than just that. Let me just put this wire here. Okay, don't try to go past this line. Once you go past it, there are consequences. You've got to let them know that there are boundaries, and you can be all right. But not everyone can do that, because even when you put boundaries there, some people just don't carry an energy that is authoritative. Some people don't carry an energy that is respected, and so she might end up walking all over, right? I don't think Gil's that kind of guy. I think he's got some level of defense about him. But then I may be wrong. Am I judging him by his size? Am I judging him by his strength, that he looks bolo? You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want to judge you. I haven't heard anything from him yet that says to me that he's gonna have a good boundary as of yet. But what no, I tell a lie. I have. When he discussed about when they asked him about, what about holidays and stuff, and he was like, listen, hey, we can go to Dubai. I'm happy to go down, but we can do it for cheap. And then he said about the materialism. He said, listen, I don't like that kind of stuff, right? So he has some level of being able to say something. So it'll be interesting to see them as they go along in their relationship, where he's able to implement himself and be able to let her know where the lines are drawn. So, he's got a mind for her. He says he wants to do things for her. He wants to serve as well. Look, leadership is about servitude, and we love that. Okay, it's about serving one another. That's great leadership. Being able to make sure that you two can put each other up first. That is the leadership that Jesus Christ instituted. He said the greatest in the kingdom is the one that serves. Okay, all right. The one that's always serving is the one that's greatest in the kingdom, and that's what Christ did when he came on earth. So part of this personal relationship I'm talking about. She said obviously she didn't want to date. It's the energy, the way she said it. She said, I don't want to date. I want to find a man that likes the things I like and get married. And I said, it wasn't what she said, it's how she said it. I said, maybe because I've already built up a little bit of an image of her, it felt a little bit, just a little bit selfish, right? It just felt a little bit like, I want my dog to be part of my life, right? I'm not saying he's a dog, but I'm just saying, obviously, it felt a little bit like, I want you to be a part of my life and to do the things I want to do. And it's a bit like, okay, like, I can't remember who this was that did this a few seasons ago, where they had the same kind of energy where it's like they want the person to be part of their life. Oh, this was like the Brett and the Mylra situation. Like, it's like, I want you to be part of what I do. It's like, sis, like, we are here to share and to move forward together, you know. But she said she wants a kind and patient man. So yes, when he was complimenting her, which I think we see it here.
Gil, meet for the very first time, Mylra.
Nice to meet you,
Hi,
Mylra.
Gil, right?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Gil.
I think she looked at him with some, admiration, some attraction, but I think she really loved it, especially when he was complimenting her. I think she really, really loved it. And I think where I can see some saving grace is I think that she may be the type that withholds and guards all the cards at first, but when she gets into that safe space with him, she'll be able to let those walls down. But she also needs to be part of that process, meaning, listen, the hypercriticalness, we can't have that, right? If he creates that safe space where she can let her walls down and be of no judgment, maybe we'll get a different Mylra, and we'll get a more energetic Mylra, a more outgoing Mylra, a person who is not so reserved and coy in her behavior. Added to that, she loves shopping. Okay, now listen, I don't think anything wrong with shopping at all. You should love it. Hey, when I have money, but I have to save it. I love shopping too. Okay, I like to buy things too, right? But she really loves shopping, and nothing again is a problem with that. I said again, shopping can be an indication, or spending money can be an indication of freedom for some people, and saving money can be an indication of security for some people. It just depends on what kind of person it is. Now, if you've got a saver and a spender, that usually is a good balance. If you've got a spender, someone has to take control and actually be more of a saver than the other person. But again, if looking at how someone spends, when you come into a relationship, you can't just spend. Oh, it's my money, I can spend whatever. We are in this together. We're all in this together. As we know. Do you know what I'm saying? We're all in this together. There is no I. There's only we. Now, I truly believe that relationships have, like, you should have your joint accounts and have your separate disposable income accounts that you can do whatever you want with. But it should always be a we situation, because we are in this together. You spending affects us. You know what I mean? There is no I in this team anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to be aware of that. We've got to be aware of that. But what I did love, again, I want to say some good stuff as well, is, I love the Spanish that he spoke. He spoke to her mom and he spoke in Spanish, and that was something that's going to unite them and bond them, I believe, being able to speak fluent Spanish. Hopefully, again, that will be another aspect of her opening up, and not her being so, locked up, and a bit tight. I think that will be definitely a help there, where they can bond on that, and family will be a very big thing for them as well. And the fact that he can communicate with her mother is absolutely A1. And that should help her feel more comfortable in this relationship going forward as well. I think, again, they bonded. He was quite open to the kids thing. She was at 1 or 2. I know he probably wanted more, because the way he kind of hesitated, but he said, okay, I'm cool with that. But then she was like, I need a mummy makeover after it. And I said, whatever happened in childhood really robbed her of the opportunity of being a child. And I think there's a level of selflessness that she wants. I'm not saying that about people who do mummy makers are selfish. I'm just kind of saying it's the whole, I need the image and the materialism that's coming with it for me. You know what I mean? Like, that a lot of that stuff is because of you might have been robbed in your childhood of being able to have those moments. So you're so uber focused on creating an image for yourself in the future and being able to keep that image. You know what I'm saying? Because she's already talking about mummy makeover now. 1 or 2 kids and a mummy makeover. So it's obviously evident that looking good is so important for her. There might be a heavy weight on her outer appearance. Maybe there's an overweight of value on her outer appearance. I don't know, right? But that mummy makeover just made me highlight that, and the materialism, and so all of this is seeming a little bit superficial, bar led. A lot of things are kind of adding up of superficialness. This may not go down well in the end if she's as superficial as it seems like, right? Hopefully she isn't. So I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Let us know your thoughts down below, what you thought about the couple, Mylra and Gil. Do you support them? Do you think they're gonna make it? Do you not think they're gonna make it? Let us know down below in the comment section your thoughts. We appreciate you. Stay locked, stay loaded. We're going out of our outro, and subscribe to the channel, baby.
Little black book, you know what time it is.
Oh, I didn't end the video. Snap. Guys, see you later, man.